When the brothers returned to the car, they
48, which is 4846.
dig into their junk food smorgasbord. And about halfway into the bag, our flaming hot enjoyer makes a remarkable discovery. From the depths of the Cheeto bag, he pulls a flaming hot Cheeto with a striking resemblance to that of a dragon. But not just any dragon. Given its red powdery hue and particular shape, well, the damn thing looked awfully like Charizard.
Bro, I should have kept mine. I found a chicken, like a chicken tender. There's a chicken tender that looked like a seahorse. That I Yeah, I just seen it now.
Now, there have been many instances of Cheetos looking like things. Gorillas, Bigfoot, hell, even Jesus. But I'll be damned if a Cheeto has ever looked more like anything than this Cheeto looked like a Charizard. It's got the horns, the stubby little arms, wings, the thick hind legs, the tail, and even a little flame plume to boot. It's not perfect, but for RNG Cheeto assembly line luck, this is a 1 in a billion pull. The brothers were very much amused by the finding and the chip's uncanny resemblance to the iconic fire-flying type Pokemon. It seemed like a pretty rare discovery, and the younger brother very quickly decided that he was going to save the chip as a keepsake. That was until his older brother, who was also enamored with the Cheeto Charizard, well, he made an offer. That being, I'll trade you some Power Rangers toys for it. You got a deal. The road trip goes on without a hitch. They make the trade when they get home, and that's that. But
The Power Ranger toy for a Cheeto? What the heck is that? Well, years later, 10 years later, boom, I sold it. Like, yeah, I'm rich.
Of what would become known as Cheetozard is far from over.
I remember
We'll
hearing this
become
before.
rich with internet tomfoolery. After receiving Cheetozard in the trade with his brother, he went on to execute his covert master plan, that being sell the one-of-one Cheetozard for quick cash on eBay. It's not exactly known how many offers he got for it, but there was a fair amount of interest in Cheetozard. And we actually do know who purchased it. First and Gold Collectibles, a sport memorabilia and trading card outfit based in Canton, Georgia, were the lucky winners of the Big Brothers Cheetozard eBay auction, reportedly purchasing the one-of-a-kind corn chip for $350 sometime in 2019. It seems initially First and Gold's purchasing of Cheetozard was more of a joke than anything. They sealed Cheetozard within a custom laminated Pokemon card that bore its name. Pretty slick looking, if I do say so myself. Store staff and customers thought it was hilarious, but there really wasn't anybody, knocking down the doors to buy the thing. It was more of a conversation piece. After the initial laughs wore off from the novelty of Cheetozard, the card was put in a safe amongst other hard-to-sell collectibles and was, for the time, forgotten. Yet this was merely a hibernation period before this enigmatic card's final evolution. And with Cheetozard asleep for now, a brief message for you. In the online marketplace, you'll find a lot of sketchy items for sale claiming to be enchanted or to have special powers or something like that. Holy grilled cheese sandwiches, haunted paintings, and even supernaturally enhanced MacBook computers. Let me save you guys some time and money. All the claims around those items, totally bogus. The only piece of magical merchandise you should ever consider spending your money on is today's sponsor, Magic Spoon Cereal. They've only got one junk. I love these Magic Spoon treats because they daily $5 online. So if you don't like it for any reason, you get your money back, no questions asked. So to KV for sponsoring today's video. Now we return to the Cheeto. While preserved in its hermetically sealed chamber, the outside world was changing dramatically. COVID hits, and you had millions of people stuck at home, bored, looking for stuff to do. And for many, that meant blowing all of their money on collectibles, specifically Pokemon cards. The market skyrockets, and news articles were popping up weekly highlighting stories of mint condition, shadowless Charizards, some of the rarest and most coveted of all Pokemon collectibles, selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. This mania would persist for several years, and while the market has come down to earth in recent times, a preserved rare Charizard like this can still bring in close to $100,000. But this isn't the only mint condition form of Charizard that had been increasing in value. It's now 2024 in our story, and we're back at First and Gold Collectibles. A store employee is doing a deep digging of sorts into their hoard of collectibles and stumbles across a long forgotten trinket. The enigmatic Cheetozard had been rediscovered. Staff got another laugh out of it, but they wondered, given all that had happened over the last several years in the world of Pokemon collectibles, could this thing be worth something now? The folks at First and Gold decided, hell, let's give this guy another shot, and they made plans to auction Cheetozard off. But before listing it, they decided to do a little bit of marketing. On April 6, 2024, First and Gold Collectibles would post a reel to Instagram, showcasing Cheetozard in all of its glory, posting the caption, Cheetozard continues. We've had the Cheetozard for about 5 years now, and we totally forgot we had it until cleaning out the safe. Loads of offers have come in. If interested, private message us. New post with the home/label posted. To their shock, the post went absolutely viral, amassing over 500,000 likes, and the video is being shared across the internet as intrigue and interest brewed. Over the next several months, they would release more images of Cheetozard in its card form, raising the mystique of the card even further. And finally, in February of 2025, they put him up for auction on Golden's online collectible marketplace. A cutthroat bidding war ensued. The starting bid price was set at $250 on February 10th, and over the course of several weeks, this amount would increase dramatically. Over 60 bids were issued for this item. By February 20th, the bid was at $1,500. By the 24th, it was at $5,000. That bid would eventually be doubled on the 28th to $10,400. And then things got truly absurd on March 1st when the bid crossed the $30,000 mark. Within a day, that would be doubled again to $62,000 until finally a winning bid for $72,000 for Cheetozard, going once, going twice, sold at March 2nd at 1:42 a.m. $72K. Wow. Combined with the buyer's premium, the total sell price was $87,840.
A birthday, a stray report card, or regularly helping around the house are all reasons to treat your children. High-quality toys for
The
both
news of
girls and
Cheetozard's
boys at
ludicrous
prices that
selling
can't be
price
better.
broke the internet for a day or two, with
And now,
commenters
back to the
baffled,
musical
amazed,
program.
and
You
most
made the right
importantly
choice.
humored.
This is Barringer
This sums up
Radio. Stay
2025,
with us
commented
for
one
more
person.
music.
If I was on death row, I'd want this to be my final meal, said another. Good thing I didn't pull it because I would have ate it in seconds. Now you might be wondering who would purchase such a thing. Golden declined to comment on this matter, just saying that there was a lot of interest in the card. It really could have been anybody who purchased it. Though that being said, many speculate the purchaser of Cheetozard may very well have been the company that minted it, Frito-Lay. The senior vice president of PepsiCo, which owns Frito-Lay, actually commented in regard to the Cheetozard sale, stating, quote, Cheetos are crafted with individual care and designed to be unique, and the Cheetozard is no exception. It's a long-standing tradition to
Yeah.
fans to search for fun, interesting shapes and sizes inside every Cheetos bag. And we always love to see what they find. Some theorize that Frito-Lay may have purchased Cheetozard and would reveal this later as a part of an elaborate promotional stunt for their Cheeto brand. Or even if they did, maybe they would keep it anonymous, and the idea was to put it in customers' heads like, hey, if you buy Cheetos, you might find something rare and you can make money off of it. It would certainly be a way to get people to buy your snack. At the end of the day, though, this Frito-Lay conspiracy is nothing more than conjecture. We have no idea who actually purchased the legendary Cheetos art. The fate of Cheetos art in the present day is something of a mystery. If you own this thing, leave a comment. Hopefully its new owner preserves it well. And as for the quality of the investment itself, the jury's still out on that. Whatever the case, you have to wonder if the brothers who initially discovered Cheetos art are feeling like the guys who sold their Bitcoins a little bit too early. Well, at least they have the priceless memory of being the ones who found it. Continuing on in our exploration, we move to another odd food item that raked in thousands in an online auction. The legend of the Virgin Mary grilled cheese sandwich. Back in 1994, a 42-year-old working-from-home jewelry designer by the name of Diana Geyser of Hollywood, Florida, was going about her normal day when she decided to cook herself a little grilled cheese sandwich. After preparing it to her liking, she sat down and took a bite. And to her shock, when looking at the crispy bread of the Sammy, she saw a face staring back at her. Inspecting further, Diana couldn't believe her eyes. It was the Virgin Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ.
Kind of crazy. It's crazy that happened. But I wish I didn't eat. I wish I didn't eat it. I should have not ate my own die. I should have got Richard.
Jesus Christ himself on that bread. Well, it kind of scared the shit out of me at first, but now that I realize how unique it is, I wanted to share it with the world. Diana stopped what she was doing and immediately made efforts to preserve the holy grilled cheese, taking the sandwich and placing it in a plastic box along with some cotton balls. And according to the woman, this sealed sandwich would remain in her possession, more specifically on her bedside nightstand for the next 10 years, a protective artifact that never once grew a single spore of mold. The woman believed the sandwich had divine properties. After 10 years had gone by and the sandwich remaining relatively flawless in its integrity, Diana decided it was time to share the sandwich with the world and called up the Miami Herald to set up an interview. Now, at first there was much hesitation to hear her out on this blessed grilled cheese. People thought that she was some kind of religious nut. But when the sandwich was seen by others in the media, it went completely viral. And we're talking 2004, pre-YouTube and most social media viral. The Virgin Mary grilled cheese gained its legendary reputation on the many decentralized message boards that were around at the time. It is to be noted that in 2004, something else was going on that may have bolstered the interest in a grilled cheese that seemingly has the Virgin Mary on it. A movie called Passion of the Christ. You might have heard about it. If you were alive when Passion of the Christ came out, you might remember that it got a lot of people fired up about Jesus and Christianity again. Everyone was going to church again, and there was this crazy populist enthusiasm surrounding Christianity and a fair bit of delusion going on as well. People were looking for a sign, you know what I'm saying? People were high on Christ, and a Virgin Mary grilled cheese, well, it might as well just be a sign from God. The sandwich's enigmatic status only grew. Diana's holy artifact got coverage from late-night television. Leno and Letterman both discussed it. The internet was abuzz talking about it. You couldn't avoid this thing. It was only a matter of time before collectors started calling. With the Holy Grail remaining rather elusive, some considered this Virgin Mary grilled cheese the next best thing, and were willing to pay Diana big money to get their hands on the famous sandwich. Despite having a deep and personal connection with the grilled cheese and sleeping next to it for 10 years, Diana was happy to oblige them for the right price. Eventually, in 2004, the sandwich would wind up on eBay, giving artifact hunters a chance to bid on and claim the crusty item for themselves. To say the auction was popular would be a massive understatement. The starting bid was at $9.99.
Stupid chicks don't work anymore.
and drastically increased to 2,000, then to 15,000, and then to 22,000. Jesus, how high is this thing gonna go? Uh-oh. eBay steps in. Apparently, eBay, never really seeing an auction this bizarre, mistakenly suspected that it was fraudulent or a joke listing, and they abruptly removed it. They communicated with the woman. Do you actually plan on selling this grilled cheese, or is this some kind of joke? She replies, yes, I plan on selling my Virgin Mary grilled cheese to the highest bidder. Those following the listing were on the edge of their seats awaiting eBay's response. eBay's statement, after looking at it a second time, there's nothing to indicate that the seller isn't willing to give up this grilled cheese sandwich to the highest bidder. We're going to allow it to stay up. The bidding war for the grilled cheese Virgin Mary was back on in full force. By the end of the battle, a total of 27 bids had been cast, with the listing itself receiving over 1.7 million paid views. The highest bid winning offer placed November 15th of 2004 was a whopping $28,000. The purchaser of this holy object was, rather ironically, a party of sinful nature, a casino website known as GoldenPalace.com. Apparently, Golden Palace used this as an opportunity for publicity, purchasing the Virgin Mary grilled cheese to raise awareness about their brand. Golden Palace executives would later tell the press that they were willing to even go higher with the price, as much as it took, they said. By any means necessary, this company was going to get that fucking grilled cheese. Quote, it's a part of pop culture that's immediately and widely recognizable. We knew right away we wanted to have it. After the sale, people asked Diana why she thought it was so valuable. To her, that answer was simple. Quote, I would like all people to know that I do believe that this is the Virgin Mary, Mother of God, unquote. The divine sandwich was delivered safely and it's supposed that the casino also paid Diana an extra $6,000
I didn't try
put
it.
the sandwich in, a blessed accessory you could call it. Diana was handed a large plastic check, and the actual money was wired into her bank account April 16th, 2004. She said, I'm numb right now. I can't comprehend that this is all happening. The company wanted to dime Dyer and her husband, taking them to Las Vegas for an official sandwich transfer ceremony. Golden Palace had a lot of plans for this thing. The casino commented, we'd like to send Diana and the sandwich on a world tour. We think our customers around the world would really get a kick out of seeing the sandwich at the Taj Mahal, at Red Square, at the Eiffel Tower. They were going on a worldwide publicity tour with the damn thing. In the wake of this ridiculous purchase, there were many who posed the obvious question of how did the sandwich not spoil after 10 years? And, how do you know she didn't just make it 3 weeks ago or something and is acting like it's older than it is? When Golden Palace was asked if they had been given a certificate of authenticity, they had this to say. We were talking to a couple of food decay specialists to try to figure out how this sandwich stayed in such good shape over the years. And when they were asked what would happen if they found out the sandwich was only like 10 weeks old and, not authentic, they said, we don't think that's the case. But if it is, it's still a magical sandwich. If we're being honest, depending on how well done the grilled cheese was, plus the fact she clearly kept it in case and cotton balls which would constantly absorb the moisture and keep mold down, I do think it's plausible that you could keep something like this for a decade. If you keep something dry enough, it's not going anywhere. Also, you got to keep in mind the sliced store-bought bread options in 1994, very highly processed. And this woman used the Kraft single to make this thing, so it's pretty much entirely manufactured.
I think it's Jasmine's fault. They're looking like the first car, the first one, they're looking like it's green, and they're looking like there's a picture on the back. And the first one looking like the second one looking like this. Yeah. And Jasmine. Down there. Gavin, You're lucky like them. Yeah. Hello? Hi. Hi. Oh, that's a joke.
Importance of staying trim, fit, and vigorous. At Behringer's Sporting Goods, we carry everything you need to pursue a healthy body and mind. Remember, a regular exercise program will have you looking great and feeling fantastic. Visit Behringer's Sporting Goods today. Well, I hope this afternoon finds you well. You're listening to WBDS. The best meals come from the best
Can
ingredients,
still
and
do it.
there's nowhere with a better selection of
Okay.
groceries than Behringer's Market Square. Visit us next time you're downtown. You're listening to WBDS, Behringer's Radio.
Washington still. Washington still here. That's a good game. Yeah, I think it can still be in the wall. So I don't think they can hear me much. Well, I can't hear him. I can't hear him anymore. Because before realize my charger and my iPhone. What? I mean, maybe, maybe not. Probably not, but I can check it. I won't check it. So,